a session, or let's say an informative session on basically the scope of actuarial science as a career and a future, and way you can approach it through the master's program. Okay, so I am the program director at IAQS. Okay, I have been in the consulting domain for almost more than now 12 years, majorly in the GI consulting domain. I am a chartered accountant and I've cleared my FRM with around 8 odd actuarial papers, and I've been in the consulting domain since the last 10 years. What we have done is, in order to make it a little interactive, we have used a tool which is called as Slido. Okay, I think you can simply scan the code here, which you see on the left hand top corner. Okay, and it will take you to this question. So first I want to understand the audience as to what is your current stream of study, or when I say current stream, if you have completed, are you from the science, commerce, engineering, or arts, or some any other background. Okay, so you can directly go to slido.com and just type in #IAQS, or you can just scan the QR code on the top left corner. Yeah, so I get a brief idea as to what is the background of the audience today, so that we can have a proper interactive session, and I can answer more questions pertaining to your stream as well. Okay, so I see people from engineering, from science. Yeah, it's a simple. You just can scan the QR code. In case you're not able to vote for some reason or the other, you do let me know. I assume everyone's able to vote. I'll just wait for 5-7 seconds to just get a quick idea as to where the broadly crowd is. Yeah, quick. Great. So any other? Okay. So I see someone apart from arts. Yeah, quickly. I think Soumya, Prajakta, Ruhani. If you guys are not able to vote, do let me know. Yeah. Any more left? Shreya, Soumya, Faizan, Anvay. If you could quickly vote up, guys. It's a simple, just a scan of the QR code. Soumya, you did it?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Great. So what I see majorly here, people are from the science background. Okay, science and engineering. So I'll be focusing on those two streams as well in the session. Okay, I'll take it ahead now. So this is, I mean, the purpose. Why are you wanting to pursue a master's program? Okay, why are you wanting to pursue a master's program? Again, in order to get your understanding, it's again a Slido. If you see, the slides must have changed on your mobile. You can put in any reason why do you want to pursue a master's program. So I want to understand here. यहाँ पे there are around 11-12 people. Why do you want to pursue a master's program? What is your aim? Is it career, money? What is the attraction towards pursuing a master's program? It's a simple word cloud, guys. You just have to type in whatever you feel, and it'll pop up on the screen. Okay, so there is a career that I see here. Yeah, you can just simply go on scan or go on to slido.com, do #IAQS. I'll start seeing a word cloud coming. Okay, money management, to land a good job. Okay, great. I'll wait for a couple of more minutes so that everyone can put in. Okay, so I see major hits on career. I mean, ideally, this is the question that you all must have asked yourselves, right? Why do I want to pursue this? Catalyst for change in career. Okay. Okay, majorly career. So, okay. So, majorly people either want to enhance or change their career. Okay. So, I'll take this ahead. So ideally, the reason that typically want to do the master's program, I'll come to the one that I think majorly people are wanting to get into, is either to fast track or detour or maybe some change or to do something different in their career. Is that is when ideally people want to choose a master's program. Some people just want to get into a specialized area which is trying to master the art. Somebody here highlighted that they want to land into a good career opportunity, which is basically navigating, trying to go through the rat race, which is trying to land up a good job. Okay. And obviously, these two are generic ones where you're trying to power up your knowledge or enhance your knowledge, or either to step up your game. Okay. So ideally, I see here majorly people either wanting to fast track their career paths or wanting to change their career paths or wanting to differentiate their career paths. Okay. So we come into the career path that everyone wants to get into, which is what it is like to be an actuary. Okay. Uh, Considering that the cricket season is going on here, let's try to understand with a question on the cricket as right now. Yeah, we have IPL going on. Who, according to you, is the best cricketer of all time? Okay, who, according to you, is the best cricketer of all time? Who would be your choice? Okay, so again, it's a word cloud on Slido. You can put in, I mean, any of the cricketers that you feel would be the best cricketer of all time. Yeah, Shane Warne, oh, recently sad demise. Sachin, great. Tendulkar, Sachin, okay. Yeah, Sir Don Bradman. Yeah, cricket's getting people to vote. That's good. I should have kept this question first. I would have got more votes quicker. Yeah, others guys, there are around 10 people here, 10 to 12 people. Yeah, so right now people feel Sachin is the greatest cricketer of all time, which even I somewhat agree to. But ideally, the way I would have answered this question, or let's say the way ideally the thought process behind this question should have been, is what are you looking at? Are you looking at batting average? Are you looking at number of runs scored? Are you looking at number of highest scores? Are you looking at most centuries? Or you are also looking at what context? If he has a good batting average, what are the teams that he played against with? What are the pitches that he looked at? How many games finally the team won? Okay, so all these need to be taken into context before you give an answer. So what an actuary basically does, he comes up with an answer, okay, based on certain material and relevant questions that are being considered, because ultimately there is no correct answer. He comes up with a number. The aim is that you must be able to defend that number. Okay, defend that number, communicate that number, and basically apply it and so on. So the aim of the actuary is ideally to quantify risk, to predict it, and to minimize it. But the problem here is this is a subjective case. What is risk? How can I predict it? And what will be the what is basically the value of loss in event a risk occurs? Okay, so it's a little subjective, which you are trying to convert it into an objective area using obviously a lot of techniques, which is with the help of stats and certain coding. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to get an objective answer for the risk that we face. Okay. Yeah. And finally, the ultimate aim is then to minimize it. Once we have the risk there, then we are able to minimize it. Okay. So the aim here is that you must be able to defend as to how do you get it, communicate it to the person, and finally apply it. Okay, they are used as risk modelers across industry. The most used industry as such is insurance. Okay, after that the second bigger industry is the banking industry. Now in the banking industry, guys, is where actuaries are ideally not statutorily required. Okay, So banking industries mein there is a big tug of war between actuaries and the other quant areas like engineers, BSc stats. Yeah. And then we come to financial services. Financial services mein actuaries compete with CA plus MBA guys. Okay. So ideally, statutorily, actuaries either involved होते हैं. So this is where a statute requires. So when I say statute, a law है कि law के हिसाब से you need to be an actuary involved in insurance. Now apart from that, their skill sets also apply in the banking financial services domain. Okay, but वहाँ पे there is a tug of war because there are other professions also which come in the way, which are basically, if I talk about the banking, there are a lot of engineers who enter in the banking. Banking में एक treasury करके domain होता है जहाँ पे बहुत सारा रिस्क मैनेजमेंट टेक्निक्स यूज होता है विच आर टिपिकली वेरी हाई इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्वांट्स और स्टैट्स. फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज में भी इन्वेस्टमेंट एरिया में क्या, सो आइडियली वहां पे थोड़े से अदर प्रोफेशंस भी है. ओके, ब्रॉडली द डोमेन इज ऑफ BFSI which is banking financial services and insurance. But ideally, if you can just Google up and look at stuff, you have Google also who has an actuary, who has Tesla also. Tesla to hai. Then you have Uber also having an actuary. So जहाँ पे भी है ना बहुत सारा डेटा है और statistics involved है वहाँ पे actuary घुस सकते हैं. But their predominant domain is this, which is BFSI, which is banking, financial services, and insurance. Okay. And to come up with, I mean, these are stats. I think you have been interacting with Devarshi and my team. So ideally, you will have a very good idea as to how the stats work upon. Okay. I'll come to the number. Okay. So India, in terms of the population, 460 was last year. I think we must have touched around 480, 490 this year. Okay. That is the only number of actuaries that are there in India, which is far less compared to any other country, whether in terms of the financial relevance or in terms of the population scale that is there. Okay, so we see a big scope for this number to go up at least, I would say at least 50 times broadly, because we feel that anywhere in the 20-30,000 region the actuaries number need to be. Okay, I'll come up with a quick example. Okay, so the example is of obviously the most known person, yeah, which is Elon Musk. Okay, so he came up with a very interesting case study. Everyone knows that Elon Musk is the orchestrator for Tesla, which came up with the concept of autonomous cars. Okay, so ideally in US the insurance costs are very high. Okay, but Tesla had a unique proposition. That it was collecting drivers data. It was also automated cars, so ideally the probability of an accident is lesser because the cases of rash driving would be lesser. Okay, second thing, the biggest thing that he had on his war chest was the data. Basically, as you drive a Tesla car, all the data pertaining to the driving experience is available with Tesla. So he came up with the concept that the actuaries need to now reprice the most simple risk, which is motor insurance. Okay, and Tesla themselves started an insurance company which is Tesla Insurance. Okay, and now they've come up with a very novel way of pricing motor as a risk. How do you price a motor accident risk? Okay, you can just guys, if you want, you can just go on LinkedIn and see if Tesla pricing actuaries kitne hai, kya hai. It's beautifully there. Okay, so this is where majorly actuaries are getting involved. This is one of the case studies that we brought across. There are many case studies. I think, I don't know if you people have heard about it, but there is a concept which is called as a ransom insurance. There is a concept of kidnapping insurance as well, and this concept of insurance is prevalent in India only. Yeah, so the basis of ransom insurance came into play because a lot of ONGC employees got kidnapped or got taken over by the Somalian pirates. Okay, so wahan pe they used to ask for ransoms. Okay, and uska bhi insurance people took. So the point is, the concept of an insurance is far wider and has beautiful application as such, where actuaries get involved in terms of pricing such a risk. So now, how do you pursue? So I've been going on and on what actuaries do, but let's say how do you pursue? Okay, so this is two ways that you can pursue the actuarial profession. Okay, two ways broadly. Before I get into the path, I'll just quickly give you a logistic or statutory understanding. Okay, so in India you have the Actuaries Act 2006. Okay, the Actuaries Act has a body established, which is the IAI, which is Institute of Actuaries of India. Okay, in order to get the statutory rights, you need to be a member of this. Okay, so if you become a fellow member, which is by appearing exams, you can become a fellow member of IAI, and based on that, you will get some statutory rights. Okay. Now the point is IAI ने खुद का path नहीं बनाया. IAI ने क्या बोला? IAI copied the curriculum, or adopted, copied is not the right word, adopted the curriculum of the IFOA, which is the UK body, because of which IAI ka curriculum and IFOA ka curriculum became same. Okay, now if you want to become an actuary, okay, you need to become a fellow member. Now the way you become a fellow member is two ways. One is you give papers from the institutes, okay, various institutes, either it can be II, which is the Institute of Actuaries of India, or the IFOA, or you can pursue degree courses and pursue the masters, like bachelors. Since we are talking only about a masters here, we are have put in masters only here. So these are the two paths by which you can become an actuary or get into the profession. Okay, what we will be focusing on today is this path. The reason we came up with this path, guys, is because there were multiple issues in the current form of education. The multiple issues was there was no organized route. We tried to come up with an answer to that, which was University of Mumbai. The course that we offer is from University of Mumbai. People used to do unrelated or unrecognized degrees. So we had people pursuing BCom and actuarial. We had pursuing BE and then actuarial. तो unrelated होता था, because of which कोई भी बंदे को दोनों चीज करना पड़ता था, which was a little difficult as such. Okay, so there is a degree which supports that, providing practical understanding, because there is a lot less actuaries that are involved in the system, because of which a lot of students don't get the practical understanding itself. So we provide that. We provide the employability as a part of the program. There is a dedicated placement cell helping all the people to get internships and then on to jobs. Okay, we have, as a part of our program, more than 60 to 70% of the faculties that are coming from various industries. So right now अगर कोई आपको general insurance सिखा रहा है, तो वो VP of a very large company सिखा रहा है. Life insurance आ रहा है, तो there is a actual team member of a very large company that is coming there and teaching you those relevant concepts. Why? Because it's important for you to get an understanding of the important concepts that are there. Okay, so this is where our program comes into picture, which is M.Sc Actuarial Science, which is a 2 years 4 semester full-time program, which is offered by the University of Mumbai, Patkar-Varde College. Because of the degree coming from the University of Mumbai, it gets global recognition. There's one thing that because of COVID, there have been some new regulations that have come across. Okay, one is that we can have around 40% of the program being conducted online. Okay, that leaves only 60% of the program to be taken offline. Okay, the remaining 60% has to be taken offline. Obviously, the exams right now are offline. We are pursuing under the NEP. There has been a recommendation as such for a complete online programs, and Patkar-Varde College is one of the institutions which qualify for online programs under the NEP. We are trying to pursue to get an M.Sc complete online as well. Okay, but as of now, this is in a guideline phase. It is let's say I'll say exploratory phase, and as soon as we have some understanding towards it, we will let you know. But right now what we have approvals for is a 40% online program and a 60% offline program. Okay, so almost nearly half of your program will be, when I say online, it basically here means hybrid. So let's say if you are not from Mumbai, you can attend from your home. If you are from Mumbai, you come to the center, you can attend at the center as well. Okay. So that's the way I would define a hybrid online program. Okay. Offline is something where everyone has to come offline, but almost half, yeah, 40% is basically as near as half. Okay. So in case there is anyone here who's outside Mumbai and planning to look at it, I don't see that bigger a challenge. Yeah. I'll just quickly come to the key highlights of the program. Okay. So the key highlights that we want to offer you or want you to look at it is first track your actuarial career. We cover 9 papers as a part of the 13 papers in order to become a qualified actuary. So almost 70% of your program covers, or let's say your program covers 70% of the actuarial exams. I've already spoken on the faculty. The second aspect of the program is that we focus a lot on actuarial, or sorry, IT skill sets, because what has happened is with the advent of data, or let's say with the advent of high amount of data that is there, you need to basically crunch the numbers using certain IT skills. So as a part of the program, you already have VBA, you have a visualization tool which is Power BI, and you have certain tools which are Python and R. Okay, which are typically your statistical tools. This is a visualization tool that we teach, and VBA basically Excel aata hai because Excel is one of the most used as such softwares. Okay, we have global reach, we have tie-ups with various global universities and international opportunities in case anyone wants or pursues to go there. And we are, as I told you already, we have a dedicated placement cell trying to give up job assistance to all the people that would be a part of the program. Great. Oh, okay. There are some questions. Okay. So, want to highlight here where all actual skill sets are getting utilized here apart from insurance. I told you insurance is a place where it is a statutory requirement. Apart from insurance, there are these areas where basically actuarial skill sets are getting used. You get used in education, you get used in enterprise risk management, IT, data. So IT and data is where basically I told you the example of Google and Uber having actuarial case. Okay. Investment management is where there are a lot of consultancies which employ investment actuaries as a part of their program. Okay. So these are just giving you a fair idea as to where apart from insurance your skills that you're learning can get applied. Now, who should be thinking of doing this program? Okay. The first thing is you need to be amazed or liking BFSI as a career path. Okay. So if you feel BFSI as a career path is what you like, which is banking, financial services, and insurance, then you should look at this. Okay. You want to get into a professional career path and want to elevate your competencies. Okay. Which is basically the example that I took, which is detour or fast track your career. Oh, sorry, not detour, fast track your career. Okay. Wants to try to predict the future because that is what you will be learning as a part of your actuarial skill set. Finally, you would be working in majorly MNCs because typically actuaries require data, and data large corporations में ही ज़्यादा होता है. So ideally, this skill set as such is requiring wherever large data gets generated, and generally it is larger or MNC organizations where risk level pay you will be having a lot of data. So if anything of this clicks a yes to you, then you should be getting into the program. The eligibility criteria is that bachelor's can be from any stream, whether science, commerce, engineering. There is a test in case you have scored less than 70% in your final year of graduation. Okay. In case you have scored this less than 70%, then there is a test that you have to give. If you have scored more, than nothing to be given. Okay. In case also if you have scored less but have cleared any actuarial exam, then also it's exempt. Okay, because the purpose is just of this test is just to check your math stats, because if you either you have more than 70% in your final years of graduation or you have done an actuarial exam. Okay. That basically qualifies that. After that there is a personal interview which is only checking your communication skill sets. Okay. After that, you are eligible for admission. This is an entire advisory board. I think you must have heard from Devarshi. We have already each and every representative from each and every industry. Thomas sir comes from life. Nilesh Shah comes from investments. Shauvikda comes from obviously data. He is right now heading the Tata New App development. JV sir comes from non-life. He was earlier a part of ICICI Lombard. Okay, now he's working as an independent consulting actuary. Anyone plans to go abroad, so we have Pratibha Jain who helps us with the abroad related nomenclature and trying to ensure that we are tied up well with the abroad consultancies. Rajesh who works in the valuation space, okay, and Shiva sir who works on the cyber risk space, okay. So all these people come from varied areas of industry trying to help us in driving two motives broadly. One is placements, two is industry relevance. So they help us in order to ensure that our program remains relevant to the industry that is there. Yeah, various sessions that we have, people coming from various boards of industry. We had Thomas sir also come, Shiva sir also come, Rajesh also come. Yeah, all these people also come and give their inputs to the students that are there so that they can do their further planning in studies and their placements. Okay. We have our placement tie-ups already. Our bachelor students are already placed at RSA, which is based out of Gurgaon, ACES, Deloitte, Tata AIA, K Navy, Marsh. We also have people right now placed onto HDFC Life. Yeah, going on to various Next Gem, Protivity. Yeah, various consulting firms that we are looking out for, and various students that we basically want to place everyone to. Okay. There are unique partnerships as well, guys. So there are some of these corporates typically come down and train you directly. So there is a module that is taken up by ACEs themselves. So they come down, they give you an idea of to how things apply, and they evaluate you based on a project. So we have certain dedicated. So the project work that is there as a part of your program is where industry comes and gives you the real life project experience as a part of the program. With this, I come to a quick end. Uh, Anyone here has any questions that they want to ask, can feel free and ask, and I'll be more than happy to answer. And if you want me to repeat because anything that you want, yeah, Sanjay, you can go ahead. Sanjay, you raised your hand. You can go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Akash. Am I audible?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, hi. Actually, I'm working with State Bank of India since last 10 years in
Okay.
various roles. For the past 2 years, actually, I'm an consultancy services manager.
Okay.
What we do is we actually prepare techno-economic viability reports for companies
Okay.
which are looking for finance from us, from our branches, rather from 5 crores to 50 crores is our range.
Okay.
So I have a question like what we do, we estimate sales, we do what all is required, like various capital budgeting techniques and everything we see, and finally we give a report saying whether the bank should finance that or not.
Hmm.
Mr. Akash, I have completed 3 papers, and I'm confident that I may clear CM1 of III. So, at this, I would like to know whether this experience would be considered as part of 3 years experience, which is required mandatory for becoming fellow.
So there is a way they define actuarial experience, and what I will do is I will share. I think I'll share that with you, Sanjay
Okay.
ji.
Okay.
So you need to be involved in an area where you can demonstrate risk management and application of actuarial skill sets.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, it's left to judgment as to how your skill exactly classifies, but since you are already a part of, or you did it as a part of State Bank, ideally it should help you because an institution backing helps a lot.
Okay. Okay.
I suggest writing to the II to get it in black and white. Ideally, I
Yeah,
would prefer.
I have done it some time back, saying that I wrote a mail to the principal, HOD, to the HOD actually, but I didn't get any response at that time. So I'll be doing again. But I
Yeah,
don't think like I require somebody very close to that committee or who would be helping me, a guidance, a kind of.
no, but don't worry, you will hear back. They typically take time, but it's not that you won't. I think follow up them, because I would prefer, rather than taking any personal opinion, to be there in the black and white.
Correct, 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 Akash. You're right.
Okay.
So, like giving my experience, you think like this course will help me out?
You're already pursuing it, right? So
Yeah, I am pursuing it. I am pursuing it definitely. Actually, I want to speed up this process because since last 10 years, I am with bank as well as with actuarial this course. After joining bank, I couldn't clear much because my work is very much, I'll be busy with all the work, and so I couldn't proceed further. So I want to break this jinx. Like I want to jump to actuarial. So I want to either do a master's or do something out of the box because this routine it's not happening.
Sanjay ji, it will definitely jump start. So
Okay.
you have already done a couple of papers. It will already jumpstart it further. That I agree.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I have cleared 4 papers from old curriculum. Right now,
Okay.
it has become 3. So I gave CM1 recently. That is an additional paper other than the 3. So I'm confident that I'll clear this time. So is it possible? Like I've been talking to your representatives also. Is it possible to continue working in State Bank and pursue this course?
It's time management that you will have to do.
Okay, okay.
And I assume you are in Mumbai.
Okay, okay, okay. So I right now I'm located in Hyderabad.
So ideally, what I suggest is you speak to Devarshi once.
Okay, okay,
He will let you know as to how the time management pieces can work, and then you
okay,
can take it ahead from there.
okay, ji, okay,
Okay,
okay.
but ideally, it's a tough journey, but I think we can definitely help you through.
Thank you so much, sir.
Soumya, is it possible to clear 9 actuarial papers in 2 years? Soumya, tough ask. Ideally, I would expect around, I would say around 6 odd papers, 6 to 8 papers is broadly the time. 6 papers is what I would concentrate on. और सौम्य एक और चीज समझना है. So ideally, if you understand the papers of the 13, okay, if I talk about the first set, which is first 7, 6 are the difficult ones. One is a very easy paper, can be easily done. Of the next 3, 2 are relatively easy, one is a very difficult one. Okay, so ideally अगर आपका 6 पेपर भी हो जाता है तो as good as 7-8 हो गया, because the remaining 2-3 are very, let's say, relatively easier to clear. I hope I've answered you, Soumya. So let's say by the time you get done with your exams, if you're done with 6, the remaining 2-3 are not that difficult to get clear. So I would be more focused on getting the 6 head. uh Faizan, this would be our first batch that would be starting with the MSc course. Our BSc batch is going on since the last 3 years. And whatever placements, whatever that I've spoken today has been with the BSc batch. So the BSc batch has already been placed. The BSc batch has already looking at a lot of stuff that is there. So we are already having around 100 students pursuing in the BSc. We will be starting up with the MSc now. Fee structure, Prajakta, it's a part of the program. It's around 3 lakh rupees. Okay, the fee structure. I think the program brochure is shared by Devarshi here. You can download it and go through it. Yeah, Ruhani, you can take it forward.
Yes, thank you. So last time I had a word with someone, they said they're talking and there might be some exemptions that will be coming in lieu of the degree. So has, is something being done there?
We already have spoken and we have applied for exemptions. I don't think it's valid for this session. If it comes, it will come for the next session. We have already applied for it.
Okay, and one more doubt. So a lot of places people say that professionally they somewhat favor people who done just their exams and not pursued an actuarial degree in itself. So you come from a stats background or a maths background. So how true does it hold when you're actually in the field?
No, I really there is no difference, Ruhani. I mean, the answer to that is basically on the heat of the moment. How do you fare is the place. I mean, so ideally in an interview in the workspace, how do you fare is where the difference lies. People will not
Right.
come to know कि तुमने कहाँ से पेपर किया था, कैसे किया था, क्या किया था. Does not matter. There are enough actuaries. See, ideally, ये mode, ideally, touch wood, the good part is IQS has been able to open this mode. Up till now, there was no university in India which had any exemptions. We were the
Yes.
first one to get exemptions, right? This mode is well known to everyone. People यहाँ पे क्या करते थे, ग्रेजुएशन करके फिर मास्टर्स करते थे और मास्टर्स पे एग्जेम्पशन लेके आते थे.
Hmm.
Correct? Even in the current lot of actuaries, there would be a lot of them who have become actuaries because of the exemption route. So I don't think that that will be a problem statement, Ruhani.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Viplavji, you can go ahead.
Hi, Akash. Thanks. So, a couple of questions. The completely online course, I understand you've applied for it right now, but what is the timeline when you will know the decision for?
See, ideally, I'm very hopeful for this year itself
Okay.
because our model is ready.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's a entire bureaucratic framework that goes
Got it.
through. So fingers crossed.
Thanks for that. And the second question is, as I understand it, you have to give all 13 papers to get the actuary charter.
Correct. All 13 papers plus 3 years of work ex.
Got it. Cool. That answers my questions. Thanks.
Yeah. Are you sure to get the exemption next year? Prajakta, we have applied for it. Answer of a sure is something which, I mean, ideally cannot be given, to be honest. We have applied for it and we are positive based on the developments that have happened on the BSc front. So our BSc program is getting quite a good traction throughout, and the exemption process is going quite smoothly. Post exemption details.
So, sir, if you get the exemption, you can get it this year too.
बच्चा दिस ईयर थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है बिकॉज वो लोग को है ना 1-1.5 साल लगता है फॉर द एंटायर रिव्यू प्रोसेस टू गेट डन.
Okay, so like we can consider it as 50-60% chances to be get exempted from next year.
No, बच्चा, it is not a retrospective case, it will be a prospective case. So meaning, so अगर नेक्स्ट ईयर आया तो नेक्स्ट ईयर के बाद के जो भी एडमिशंस होंगे वो लोग को मिलेगा. So for you, you don't factor in exemptions as a part.
Okay.
Even if it comes next year, it will be for the admissions happening from next year. I hope I've answered your question, Prajakta.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. See, the purpose, you ideally don't look at it as a paper based exemption. One, I would say you get a jump start. You, all those who are having something else and want to get into it, you get a degree jump start onto that particular program. Two, as a part of the program, there will be various forms of benefits that you get. You will interact with the entire industry that is there. There are a lot of industry experts which come as a part of the program. Third, is in order to incentivize students to give exam, we have a lot of scholarships that are there. So if you clear exams, you get scholarships from basically the institute in the form of fee exemptions that are there. So ideally, if you clear an exam, whatever you have paid as fees to the IFOA or II is given as a scholarship to you. So ideally, it's in our interest also that you clear exam. What will be the batch size? Ruhani, around ideally we have an approval for 20. It will not be more than 20. So the university gives for the master's program in batches of 20. we have let's say an approval for one batch. Okay. Anyone here has any further questions? Great. Great. I hope I've answered. But just one thing, all those who are looking only at the online piece, I think the current way that we have an approval for, which is 40% online, even in the current format, suits everyone, because according to me, almost half the program can be conducted online. And that's a good enough place. The only difference in the online and this program will be that online program mein we will get the rights to hold exam also virtually. यहाँ पे खाली exams के लिए, if you are outside Mumbai, you'll have to come down to Mumbai for giving the exams. That will be the major set of difference that would be there. Apart from that, बाकी सब तो broadly same ही रहेगा. So I hope I've answered all your questions. In case you have anything that is there which you feel अरे ये रह गया, feel free to reach out to Devarshi, feel free to reach out to me or anyone that is there as a part of the team. Devarshi has put up the link for the brochure and the other details. If you want, you can download it and go through it. I hope I've answered a lot of questions that you had in your mind, because Devarshi was telling me that there were multiple questions that everyone had. So I hope I've answered a lot of questions that everyone had, and you will be able to make a more informed decision for your career paths. Great. Yeah. Thanks for listening to me on a Sunday, and we meet hopefully during the classrooms. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.